keeps it real. Fancy Nancy's here, she's the deal. A little bit of real, a little bit of fancy. Nicole Russo and my girl, Fancy Nancy. High producing queens, yeah, we're icon status. With that polished grit, you can't combat us.
Trust your gut, honey, she knows what's up. Nic Nance, a little real, a little fancy.
Okay, welcome back. We are here today and we have a special guest that I'm really excited to introduce. She is my personal friend. I've known her for a ton of years and she is a co-founder of the Agenda Period, and she's going to be talking to us about relationships, women functions, all the things, and how they are just affecting you in ways that you probably don't even know, which is why we need her here to explain it all to us. So without further ado, I am here to introduce my fabulous friend, Anna Sneed.
Hey, thanks for having me on. I cannot wait to dive in.
Yes, we're excited. Tell us a little bit about what you do and about yourself.
Okay, I'm Anna Sneed. I am one half of the Agenda Period. We have a period tracking app that is kind of the Now What app. We know there's a lot of apps out there on the market, and most of them were created by white men who are solving a problem that they don't have. So we've created an app that lets you know, okay, this is what phase you're in, and now what? What should you do with that, and how you should kind of move about the cabin, so to speak. Ton of emphasis on education because we believe that body literacy is like a natural right.
Yes, and people don't talk about it. It's like the unheard thing that people don't talk about. When you go to your OBGYN, they're like, oh, that's normal that you're feeling that way. You know, I have low testosterone. Oh, that's normal. Everything is normal.
Exactly.
It's like, yeah, I don't think I'm supposed to be feeling like crap. I don't think that's normal. So you're going to give us insights as to why we feel that way and how to deal with it.
Yes, we're pulling back the curtain, we're normalizing, because we all probably took that crappy class in middle school where they took all the girls in the room and they showed us this image of our bodies, gave us some samples of some tampons and said, don't tell the boys. Yeah. And that was it. And then we knew that we were going to have a period, it was going to suck. Then one day we were going to have hot flashes and a beard, and then your period would stop. Like that was it. That was all we were taught about our bodies. And we deserve better.
At the time, it felt like such far into the distance. You're
and
like,
it's here.
Welcome. I do have a question too.
Yes.
What got you into this?
Oh my gosh.
What was the
I was a high school teacher and administrator for about 16 years. And I found out I was pregnant with my lovely daughter. And when we found out it was a girl, I was like, oh crap, I've got 3 holes I have to protect. I've got to figure her life out. And I just started doing a deep dive. And it started with diapers. And not to scare anybody, but there's like 10 carcinogens in baby diapers. Like if you look at the ingredients, which you have to go dig and find.
I totally remember that because she did the cloth diapers and I was like, God bless you. Yeah. I mean, I just cannot.
Pampers over here.
Yeah, I know. I'm a toxin girl. Oh my God. But she did. I like literally would watch her change these cloth diapers and change them. I'm like, oh my God.
Weren't they cute though?
They were. But I was like, who's really watching? I was like, okay, she's very granola. Look at her. Overachiever mom over here.
Judgy.
I'm like, no, I wasn't judging. I was admiring. I was like, takes a lot of.
It doesn't though.
I feel like it takes.
It's just laundry, really.
Yeah,
but and
I don't like laundry.
So, yeah. And I just couldn't unsee it. When I saw that list, I was like, I can't put that on her. Like it's a very vascular area down there. And then so it led me to. Once I was done breastfeeding after 22 months, that's a whole nother thing.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's another thing too. Yeah.
It was hard.
I did 9 months.
Yeah. See, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. She got a good foundation, but I was like, I didn't have a period that whole time. So it was really good birth control as well. Mm-hmm. And I'd been on birth control.
That's crazy. I got my period like while I was breastfeeding.
And that happens.
Yeah. Like I never got a break. I was like, I feel like I got my period like 3 months in.
See, I probably would have cried. So from pregnancy to...
It's like one of the benefits of breastfeeding.
Yes.
Did you didn't get yours?
No, not until I was
22
done.
months.
Well, what's wrong with me? Because I got mine.
No, some people do.
Yeah.
Some people do. And that's how people get pregnant, like in 6 weeks after giving birth.
Yeah, that didn't happen to me either. No, I wish. No. But no. At the time, my first one. But yeah.
And so I was geriatric pregnancy, which was so rude.
Oh, yeah.
It's so rude,
Girl,
right?
I had my second at 42, my first at 38. So I'm geriatric
and they treated you like a golden girl the whole time, I bet.
Yeah.
It's just rude. And so I was like, I have to we were one and done. I've got to figure out how not to have another baby, but how not to put these chemicals back in my body. Because in my deep dive, I'm finding out all the things that the birth control pill does to you. And the main thing it does is it changes who you're attracted to. Because your body knows you can't. Yes.
Wow.
Your body knows you can't get pregnant. And they're like, oh, he's a fuckboy. It doesn't matter. You can't get pregnant anymore. Go for it.
Ladies, did you know that, ladies? Because I for sure did not.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it flatlines your hormones.
Is that only the pill, or are we talking all birth control? Like
chemical birth control. If you're not ovulating, if you are doing something to stop your ovulation, your body knows you can't get pregnant, so it's less selective. So think of how picky you are the week before your period. You're picky.
Yeah, well, I'm like,
the filter is gone, right?
Yeah.
I'm picky all the
filter is
time.
gone.
So.
You see every crumb that he left behind when he swept. You see, you just see all the things. And so that's just gone. It's all muted. And so you don't have, your picker is off when you're on the pill.
Yeah. That explains it.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I'm always picky, but I didn't do birth control like that because of the chemicals and all the things and my thyroid and all the drama. And
I was super, and I've heard various stories around this as well, but I was nervous that putting any hormones in my body was going to jack me up at a young age.
Good.
Like, so I stayed
you.
away from it, and it resulted in kids, but...
Well, my
But I
OBGYN
did
was
stay
like,
away
you can
from
just
it.
take your pill continuously. It's no problem. You don't need a period. It's not a... And so I just listened for decades. And so after having her, and then when my period was coming back, I was like, I don't want to do chemical birth control. I've got to figure this out.
That's so crazy to me, too, because when we were struggling to even have a child and we did some fertility treatments, one of the things that they suggested in between the fertility treatments was to be on birth control. Something about like tricking your body and your eggs and when you ovulate. And I'm like, from what you're saying right now, I'm like, that's so like,
It's so wrong. But that's their treatment for just about everything. If you go in, like, imagine if a man went to his doctor and said, I'm feeling a little tired and depressed and I keep getting acne. And they're like, let's chemically castrate you, dude.
Yeah.
Like, they would never do that to men. No. There's like men's tea clinics on every corner up here in DFW.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there's no estrogen clinics anywhere.
Yeah.
And I'm sure all three of us could use some more estrogen and progesterone in our lives.
Yes, probably, but we don't even know.
No, we don't know. And I'm going to tell you how you know.
Too.
Yeah.
I can't wait to tell you how.
My testosterone came in low.
Yes.
But my OBGYN was like, I mean, I could have told you that was going to be your in your blood test because every 40-year-old.
Yes, your testosterone's dropping.
Yeah.
Yes. So
she was like, everyone comes like that.
Yeah. Is that why, like, okay, I'm going to let you educate. Okay. But like what I think of as a symptom is like when you start to not feel like yourself. And for example, I've always had like really high drive, drive to go achieve. And the past couple of years,
no fucks.
I don't care at all.
You don't?
I don't care at all.
I love it. Okay. Yes. That is the very first signal is when you stop feeling like yourself. Something's off. I don't feel like myself.
But also,
we
Nicole,
talk about that.
Yeah, but we also have had babies in the last 2 years.
True.
So we are not, it takes a whole, year to recover from?
7.
7, okay.
They say postpartum is 7 years.
Okay, so see, we have.
Well, think how complicated it is, though, because it's not simple at all. It's like if it's 7 years plus the fact that we're getting to the age where we're hairy.
Yes.
Hairy.
We were
We all had babies in perimenopause
Yeah.
and did not know it probably at the time that you were perimenopausal, which just means that your hormones are shifting. And I think the beautiful thing about it is, which no one ever told us this, was that we're like one of 3 species that has a menopause. Most species can make babies until they die. We are one, it's like us, whales, and I think elephants have a menopause.
Wow.
And that just means that there's like 40 more years of your life left that the creator of the universe said that you still have value to add. And it's not making babies. Like, how powerful is that? Like, men, that's why they get better with age, because they have to. They can make babies every hour if they wanted to. They are supposed to be perpetuating the species.
Oh, yeah. My husband likes to remind me, remember that, Nicole?
Yeah.
About how actually men are the creators of children and women are just the carriers. And I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Okay, normally we talk about him in a good light, but today...
I mean, that's a 50. I can give him 10% on that. I'll give him 10%.
Yeah.
Because if he hands you sperm, you can make a baby.
Yeah.
You hand him an egg, what's he going to do with it?
Yeah. He likes to remind us.
sir.
Right?
No, sir.
Yeah.
But seriously, like that just means that there's something more valuable to us than just making babies, and that's their only value. So, poor guys, that's your
Okay.
main value.
I like
is to
that
make
take on
babies. We, after menopause, are supposed to be disseminating our wisdom and nurturing and not caring about how cute we look, who's around us, the needs of everybody else. We've done that already. That's not our job anymore. So perimenopause, you start feeling that shift of like, y'all, I used to make Christmas cards every year.
Yeah.
For like 50 of them and meticulously. Right now, I would rather chop off my pinky toe than do that.
That's part of
you know
it.
what?
Okay.
I used to do that too. I used to write hand cards to all my clients and send gift cards in the cards.
And now?
Well, now I hire someone to handwrite
There you
them
go.
and pretend like it's my writing and I send them out.
Yeah. So your priorities shift and change because the world needs something different from you now. And that's a beautiful thing. And I think what we're seeing right now is more and more women are starting perimenopause so much earlier because they were on birth control for so long. So your body thinks that you're pregnant the whole time
That you're on birth
control. So it's like, girl, you've been pregnant for 15 years. Like it's time for you to shut the factory down. So you're 32, bam, perimenopause. So yes. So the first signal is yes, I don't feel like myself. Like my
And it's hard to
libido,
kind of put your exact finger on
Yes.
everything, but you just know.
you feel off and you beat yourself up because
Mm-hmm.
you feel like you're lazy. You feel like, you've fallen out of love with your partner and, his touch feels different now. And I've had to talk to my husband. I'm like, this little soft caress thing, no, we're done with that. Like I need pressure. I need like more firm touch because that makes me want to crawl out of my skin. All of a sudden, I don't know why. But it does. And so we start seeing little things like being allergic to things you were never allergic to, your ear itching.
I've heard of that one.
I have not experienced that.
I had the itchy ear.
No, I get, but I have smells.
You can smell things.
I can smell
like something's
cigarette.
burning. Yes.
Okay, so I constantly, and I've talked about this on my social media before,
Mm-hmm.
but like I constantly smell cigarettes, and I am someone that hates cigarettes. Like I hate the smell of smoke, period. I don't like cigarettes. I don't like cigars. I don't like any of that.
Yeah.
And I'll be by myself, like in my car driving, and
You can smell it.
It smells like someone sitting right next to me lighting up.
Yep.
And it's so strong. And it like, I'll be in the media room by myself,
Yeah.
and it's like so intense and so strong. And people like on they're like, oh, it's a symptom of COVID, or oh, it's someone from the other side.
Yeah.
That's what I
And
told her.
they're trying to
No, I've had that, and like people sent me like articles like someone's trying to reach you, but I've
perimenopause.
had people close to me like pass, but none of them were smokers.
Yeah.
But like I get that, and then I get headaches. I get I suffer from headaches all the time. Like sometimes they're so bad, like I have to pull over because I'm mostly in my car, and I have to pull over on the side of the road and like throw up. It's so
Yeah.
gross. And
Okay. Are you tracking your cycle?
no.
Okay. I need you to start tracking. Because if you're getting these headaches in the luteal phase here, the
Yes.
blue area,
Yes.
that means your progesterone is dropping way too fast.
We're going to put this on our podcast in the
notes.
notes. We're going to put all her information so you can go on her social media and her website and get this.
I got to tell you about the sticker.
Yes.
So my husband, great guy. He's so kind and sweet. Texas high school football coach. He'll come in and have like an idea for a play or something. And I'm down here in the blue area. And so there's a little sticker and it's an arrow and it points and it goes in between where we brush our teeth. And so he knows what phase I'm in and knows when to call me pretty and bring me chocolate. And he comes in and he's brushing his teeth and he comes out. He's like, oh, babe, so we're going to do this and da-da-da-da. And I'm like, yeah, all right, cool. He's like, was that not a good idea? And I was like, no, that was great. It was a great idea. So he goes back in the bathroom and checks the sticker. He's like, you didn't move the arrow. I was talking to ovulation, Anna. I need to be talking to luteal, Anna.
Oh my gosh.
So he comes back in and like, okay, cool. So it was a good idea. So his feelings weren't hurt. He was like, her energy and her mood is low. Like she's not going to want to jump my bones and think that I'm the best thing in the world.
Yeah.
She probably still feels that, but that's not where her energy is.
Yeah.
And so I was like, dude, I'm luteal. Like you can't come to me. Before I made the sticker, I was like, I'm luteal. You keep trying to have these conversations with me. And he's like, you say that every month. I don't know what it means. And I was like, do you need me to put a sticker up on the mirror? And he was like, yes, please. He's coachable. And so I went on Canva. I made like 10 of these and gave them to my friends, a lesbian couple, single girls, married people, everybody. I'm like, y'all try this out, see if it makes sense. I had a little sticky note that they would use, and they were like, "This is great! Like I don't have to say anything."
Yeah,
and so
this if you could teach it and like it's understandable, this I could see
it's game changer. We
Yeah,
call it the cheat code.
And since we are on a podcast and most people aren't watching the whole thing, can and they can't really see this probably even if we wanted them to.
No, I'll break it
But
down.
can
Yes.
you break it down a little bit.
So it's
What
a
are we
little
looking at?
circle, and it's got your menstrual phase, your follicular phase, your ovulation phase, and your luteal phase, and it lets every stakeholder in the home, my daughter will look at it too, and see that I'm in the maroon area, which is my menstrual phase, and she's like, "Oh, mommy, you're probably not going to work out today." You're right, baby. She's learning about cyclical living, and like I've even heard my husband on the phone talking to his buddies like, "Dude, it sounds like she's luteal. Like, take the kids to the park and bring home a pizza." And I was like, "Are you period coaching people?" He's like, "Yeah." Like she sounded luteal. And I'm like, "Yeah, she probably was." So the sticker, it's a window cling. So it comes on and off. We put it in between where we both brush our teeth, and it lets him know what I need and what's happening with me. So I don't have to communicate it. And I feel so seen and loved and cared for. And he doesn't feel like, which wife am I getting today? Like he knows. Because guys are lucky. They get like 4 of us
Yeah.
in one cute little package.
Yeah.
And they're the same every day. Like men are the sun. They rise and set. Usually testosterone like peaks between 2 a.m. and 8 a.m. So waking up with morning wood, they can hop up and like go rip out a workout every day at the same time. And then it kind of levels out throughout the day. It peaks up again. Do you guys want to know what time a day that guys...
It peaks again?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to know.
Evening time, when happy hour is,
Okay.
because the world was made for men. So it goes back up a little in the evening, and that's when they're like closing deals and, networking and stuff. And then by around 8 or 9, it drops again, and they're hiding from us in the bathroom or not doing the bedtime stuff, and they just don't want to have any conversations because their testosterone's low. So that's like where they're like in their menstrual phase. But lucky for them, they get to do that at night.
Yeah.
And we are like the moon. So they're doing this 24 hours and we're like 28 days. And the world was created, we were kind of shoved into a 24-hour cycle when we really have a 28-day cycle. And it really happened when, history teacher, the Industrial Revolution happened and we all kind of moved inside and stopped living outside. Everyone was more on a 28-day schedule. And the beauty of this is in your luteal phase is the time to clean out the kids' playroom and redo the pantry.
I like the luteal phase.
Yes.
My favorite.
She's a beast. And I used to hate her because I felt like she was so mean. And now I'm like, she's just clear.
Yeah.
She knows what she wants. She's not emotionally tied to the outcome of arguments and situations, and she gets stuff done. So like I have a luteal phase to-do list. And it's like fixing like the little chipped paint in the bathroom and like recycling through her clothes, the stuff she's grown out of. And it's like actually fun to do. And we feel like we're rage cleaning, but no, our body is like nesting because you're either going to be shedding an organ or birthing a baby. So your body's like, prepare.
It's kind of like the nesting phase of pregnancy.
Yes, exactly. And then your menstrual phase is when your hormones are at their lowest, your body temperature is at its lowest. So you're super cold. It's the time to eat warm foods, keep socks on your feet, like don't go barefoot on your period. Energy's at its lowest. You're more open to downloads from whoever your spiritual source is. If it's God, if it's, whoever you worship, like that is when you're like pure and open to all of those things. So journaling is a really good thing to do in your menstrual phase. So I like to say, I'm going to bleed on it. I don't sleep on it, I bleed on it. I'm like, if I don't know, I wait until I bleed and I sit with it.
That's so interesting. So here's probably what I think, I'm assuming right now, so you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's kind of like a perimenopausal thing during that phase. Mm-hmm. It's changed. Like the first day or two, I'm like dying.
Of your period?
Yes. Like hemorrhaging blood.
Yeah.
Like big clumps.
Okay. So
you know
tell
what I'm
me,
saying?
Yes. So again, teacher brain, your period is your report card. Your ovulation is like the star of the show. Your period lets you know what happened during the cycle prior. So heavy clotting, heavy bleeding, heavy cramping, headaches, things like that lets you know what was or wasn't happening in the phases beforehand.
Oh, so what is that an indicator of when you're just like like, oh my gosh, the cramps are really, really bad. Like literally you can't leave the house. Nothing that you put there can stop the blood.
Stopping the flow.
Yeah.
Yes. So typically it has to do with, I don't know what your caffeine or your alcohol intake was during your luteal phase.
Okay.
The week before your period is the time to not have caffeine, even though that's when you want the caffeine.
Interesting.
Or minimize the caffeine because you're going to get those big clots.
And alcohol too?
Alcohol too.
Okay.
And perimenopausal women, I'm sorry, you have to break up with alcohol. You do. Your liver metabolizes it completely different. I don't know if you
I
noticed
noticed
it.
that.
She
I
did. And
noticed
we brought
that.
this up on
Yeah,
the
we
last
brought
one
this
because
up
she
last
was
time.
asking me if because she did like the cleanse. How many days
I
was it?
did dry January.
Dry January.
And I felt amazing. And I was just like, maybe it's just not hitting the same.
It's different,
It's just
right?
like different. It's just like, it used to kind of, there was benefits.
Yeah, yeah.
And I do like the taste of red wine. But besides that, now I'm like, where'd the
There was no
benefits go?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's when I stopped. One of our closest friends has a New Year's Eve party every year. And I literally had I'm like a tequila girly, and had like a Cayman Jack with like a shot of tequila in it. And I swore somebody like roofied my drink. It was bad. It was really, really bad. And I was like, what? Can I just not drink anymore? So of course I had to test my theory out, tried it again. And I was like wrecked. And I'm like, I didn't even get even tipsy off of one. It was one drink. And I feel like I have a hangover.
Yeah.
And yeah, so your liver metabolizes alcohol differently in perimenopause. And it's the first sip of
Bummer.
alcohol stops fat burning in your body.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a toxin. Your body just starts focusing on getting this out of your body.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Interesting too, because that's another thing I noticed. Like I work out regularly, which I know is a good thing for any phase of your life. But a month of no alcohol was like, oh my God, I can see my abs for the first time in like years.
Yep.
It's weird.
It's the alcohol.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
And I did nothing else different, really. So
Yeah.
anyways,
it sucks. It's
great.
sad. I just make my husband take a shot and then I'll kiss him so I can kind of get the taste of it. But yeah, so alcohol and caffeine consumption, if you're not resting well in the luteal phase, if you're doing too much like HIIT or cardio, that is going to affect your period.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I gave up caffeine and alcohol, I might notice some changes in that first few days.
Yes, definitely. And just focusing on that, starting off in your luteal phase. And if you're noticing anything else a week or two before your period, like any like brown spotting.
Well, you know what? I did start noticing, it's not spotting, but I started noticing like back in the day in the younger years, like I couldn't, some people are like, oh, I'm about to get my period.
Yeah.
I kind of never really felt that. But now I'm like,
You feel
I
it
know.
coming.
Like, I'm like, it is coming. I'm already cramping. I feel like crap already. Like,
Yeah.
Is that
boobs are hurting. And
Yeah.
yes, that's letting you know. These are like, we were taught as girls, as very young girls, that this pain is just something that we just, Eve ate an apple one day. And so now we
we paid the price.
Yes.
Yeah.
But no other pain in our lives, every other pain is like an indication that something is wrong. And so those are signals that something is off, and it's like an alarm system in your body. So like the breast tenderness, the cramping, the fatigue, the crazy mood swings, headaches and things like that are just signs of low progesterone typically. And cortisol, high stress, drops your progesterone. So the more stressed you are, the less progesterone's in your body, and the more breakthrough bleeding you'll have, the more PMS symptoms you're going to experience. So whatever that stress is, if it's not getting enough sleep, if it's exercise stress, if it's, physical or mental, emotional stress is going to change the quality of your period.
Very, very, very interesting. Because these, I think too, everyone just accepts it, right? They
Yes,
just accept
we were
not
told to.
Yeah. So it's like sometimes you don't even know that you feel like crap. I mean, but it's like so sense of normal, even though it's not really normal. But
it
you
becomes
just
that.
it becomes that where you're not really identifying that, oh, I should probably get this checked, or I could feel better than this.
Yes. But when you do go get it checked, you get your labs drawn and they're like, oh, this is all normal. You're 42. This is what your labs should look like. I'm like, but should I feel like crap? Like, no, you shouldn't. You should not. There are cultures, especially I think typically Japan, where they don't experience perimenopause at all.
Really?
They're moving their bodies. They're doing all the things. They're making sure they're getting in. Their estrogen is supported. Their progesterone is supported. Their lifestyle is. They live in such a way that it's like this gentle, like ushering into a new. It's not what we are experiencing here in America. And again, our healthcare system and our food system really does contribute to that. And obviously capitalism and all those other things. Like right now we should be like on our fainting couch and we should all be sitting around drinking mint juleps and with our feet up. But that's not the nature of our lives anymore. And we do have to do all the things. And so tracking, like knowing what day of your cycle you're on, like my period started on the 1st of this month, so it's super easy to track. Today's the 26th. I am day 26, which in perimenopause, my period that was my first indication that I was perimenopausal, was that my period was coming earlier. And I always thought that it would come later. And it's coming like every 26, 27 days instead of every 28. I was like a 28-day girly. Do you know how long your cycles are?
I was just about to ask you, Nicole, do you track?
Yeah, I don't track like on an app or anything, but I kind of know. And it does still come regularly, like 28 to 30 days, like every month.
Yeah.
I've had a few months, like actually kind of like 3 or 4 where I've had periods twice, like every 2 weeks.
But, every 2 weeks. That's different than twice. Like twice, like if you started on the 1st and then started on the 28th, that's very regular.
No, like...
If you started on the 1st and then started again on the 16th.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that's progesterone. That is definitely progesterone. So there are functional ways that you can support your hormones, and then there are medicinal ways. So HRT she's got her glow up right now.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
Because they were telling everybody that it causes breast cancer and cervical cancer, and so stay away from it. And they were wrong.
Yeah,
because
that's what
they
I'm hearing.
just started studying women like yesterday. But HRT is super, super helpful.
Yeah.
So what's HRT? Break it.
Hormone replacement
therapy.
Got it.
So I reached out to Joy Wellness when I was in the throes of it. They're like MIDI Health, they sent a phlebotomist to the house, and she drew my blood. I had my results back the next day. I was talking to a nurse practitioner the next day, got my supplements in 4 days later. They sent me testosterone with syringes. I could give myself a shot. Like they gave me all the things. And they gave me progesterone. I was seeing that I was having spotting like 4 days before my period. I would wipe and there'd be like brown there, which lets you know your progesterone is a little too low. Crazy migraines right before your period, progesterone is too low.
Are you about to start? You know?
I don't know because I don't track.
She doesn't know her days.
Yes,
You don't
I know
know it all.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it just shows up.
So now I know what to send.
But
what
she knows
text to send her
I know,
more
I'm
often.
terrible. But like this whole like little chart, because like the other day I walked in it's so stupid, but I walked in my office and I had gotten a new rug that's like super cute, and there was like mud tar looking stains all over it, and I'm like, who the hell's been in here? Because like like this is
Off
my
with their
one
head.
space that I don't want any children in. Like I just want to have like one space.
Yes.
And I asked my husband, he was like, no. And he went and checked his shoes. He was like, no. And I was like, so it must have been like some kid ran in there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because there was also crumbs and whatever. All I know is there was black stuff. So I started crying, right? Because I couldn't.
When was this?
This was 2 days ago. I couldn't get the.
What phase do you think
what
she's
phase is
in?
she in?
Yes, I couldn't get it. I'm like, I have like all the cleaners out. I'm like, I have the little mean green machine. I'm trying to get it out. My husband like comes down to like help me, and
Off with his head too.
well, yeah. And then I started crying, and he was like, Nancy, it's okay. It's just a rug. He's like, just call like some people to come and steam clean.
You're
and just have
definitely in
them-
the luteal phase.
They're like, have them come just clean all the carpets or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he's like, it's not a big deal. And I'm like, don't say it's not a big deal. This is my one space to just have for myself.
Yeah.
Where like, it wasn't even really about the carpet, right?
No.
It was just about the fact that like, I feel like
You're
every time
losing
I turn
you.
around,
Yeah.
like everything is being taken over. Like all the space is being taken over by something or someone else, right?
Not you.
And I think it just kind of set me in like a shambles. I
Spiral.
mean, like the rug is like
Whatever.
a couple $100 on
Yeah.
Amazon. It's not a big deal, like the rug,
But
right?
it meant something more.
But
than that.
I think I was so overwhelmed. we had just gotten back from spring break. Like the house is chaotic. Everything's a mess. Like I'm feeling out of place. I'm catching up on work.
Yeah.
It was just all the things. I literally started crying about the rug being dirty.
Yep.
And I did. And, he was trying to help me, but instead because he said, it's just a rug. It's not a big deal. And I'm like, oh, so you're defying how I feel about the rug. Like, it turned into like,
Yeah.
And then later he came back, he's like, I wasn't trying to and I'm like, I know. Thank you for helping me. I was just, it was just my space that
He needs a cheat code. He needs to know, let me check the sticker before I go in there and talk to her about this rug. And then he can show up differently because you need a different energy in this phase because you literally don't have the chemicals in your body that are needed to see it for the little thing that it is.
Yeah.
Which is a beautiful thing because we can see through the depths of situations. Like women are the change makers of society. Like if you want something in society to change, women collectively get together and do that. Mm-hmm. And it started with most indigenous cultures had a red tent. When you're on your bleed, you are not allowed to cook. You shouldn't be in the kitchen, and you go to the red tent, and there's just a bunch of women in there bleeding, sitting on pots.
You are unclean. That's what the Bible says.
And so, I love that you said that. A lot of monotheistic religions have taken that and turned it with the patriarchal lens. Because if you look, when your energy's at its lowest and your mood is at its lowest, you shouldn't be cooking and cleaning. You're an open vessel. You are the temple. You should be with other women who are getting downloads from God and who are perfectly primed and poised to make change. So imagine a room full of women who are all vessels for God, hearing all the world's ails and fixing them. You leave the red tent, you come out in your follicular phase, which you're ready to move and shake, and then you go and make change for the whole village and the tribe. That's what the original red tent was. It wasn't because you're dirty and clean and you're bleeding, you're dirty and nasty and bleeding. It was because this is your time off. It was like a revered time.
If only the world treated us like we needed to be treated based on our cycle.
Yes.
That would be awesome.
At the agenda, we say it's not a revolution. These ideas aren't revolutionary. It's a reclamation. Like our great-great-grandmothers, they knew this. They lived according to the moon because the only other thing that's every 28 days besides women is the moon. She changes her phases every 28 days. And so people who have irregular periods or who are no longer bleeding for whatever reason, if it's birth control, if it's a hysterectomy, if it's menopause, if you sync your energy levels with the phases of the moon, you're going to see and kind of tap into your cyclical nature as well. So the new moon, when the moon is dark and you can't see it, that's your bleed. The full moon is when you're ovulating. So everyone thought that everyone was going crazy back in the day on the full moon.
Right.
No, everyone's horny. They're just like making babies, right?
Yeah.
Because we were ovulating. The more time you spend outside, the more connected you are to the pull of the moon.
That is so interesting. Yeah. Okay, so I know we talked perimenopause and maybe we should continue that, but I do have a question because I have an 18-year-old daughter. And now I'm like, I need to be paying more attention to this because she's on a birth control where she has chosen, because she doesn't like to bleed, nobody likes to bleed, to completely just continue the pack. No days off. So it skips her period. What are the negative side effects of that? What should I do as her mom?
Okay. So that bleed that she would be having is not a period. It's like withdrawal from the chemicals that are going in her body.
Oh, so not a big deal.
It's not even a period.
It's not even a period should she would have been bleeding. So
it's not a real period.
Okay.
It's just kind of they call it like withdrawal from the pill that she was on. So it's not a period, but it's still a bleed.
I didn't know that.
So she's fertile. Do you see the ovulation window? It's the purple one on your sticker.
Yeah.
How small that is compared to the rest of the month?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's fertile maybe 4 days out of that whole month. So you're suppressing all of these magical things that happen in her body for the 4 days she could possibly get pregnant. And so this kind of takes
I just needed to just be like, you need to be abstinent for those days for sure.
Or use a barrier method. This kind of is full circle for the conversation of me not wanting another child after my daughter. She is 9.5, and we have used 0 chemical birth control and have not had any pregnancies. And I take my basal body temperature every single day. There's this cool thermometer you can get on Amazon. It's like $28. And you take your temperature before you get up every morning. And it lets you know the highest your temperature is going to be is when you're ovulating. So when that pops up, you're ovulating, the window's open. I know when I'm ovulating because of my basal body temperature. And when you go to wipe and it feels like a slip and slide, it's nice and juicy down there, the window's open. Because that's the nice little lubricant that your body has created to help the sperm get to where they need to go.
Yeah.
You go to wipe again and it feels like dried up glue, like when you were a kid and you played with glue. That's how you know. It's like that's your mucus plug. That's how you know the window's closed. So if and when, I mean, she already has these, my daughter, I'm pointing to her, we kind of already have these conversations because girls are starting their periods earlier and earlier.
Yeah.
Know when you're fertile and take steps to avoid. But that's when you are the most alluring. That's when there's this whole study that they did on strippers. There was like 10 of them on the pill, 10 of them not on any type of birth control. And the girls that were not on birth control got 30% more tips during their cycle than the ones that weren't.
Interesting.
You're magnetic during your ovulation phase. Your voice is more fluent and attractive. Your face is more symmetric. Like all of these things happen because your body's like, make a baby, make a baby, make a baby. And so, of course, that's when she's going to want to have sex the most is when she's ovulating. But yeah, so for my daughter, we will not do birth control. And again, it's a personal choice.
Yeah.
But again, it suppresses, it kind of makes your system do what guys do, and it just kind of flatlines it. And so if we look at when our hormones are most like a man's hormones, is that luteal phase right before a period, and that's when we're the least easy to get along with, according to them, when we're most like them.
Makes perfect sense.
Yes. So for your daughter, if birth control is what you want to stick with, there is non-hormonal birth control. There are very low dose birth controls.
I think we're on a low dose.
But just educating her, like, had you known this in middle school?
Yeah.
Like, we would all be running the world.
Yeah.
Like, I just really thought that this was some curse that I had.
Yeah.
But if I knew that, and we have a sticker for teens too. I wish I would have known you had a teenager. But like when she's ovulating, that's when she needs to be the lead in the class project. When she's luteal, that's when she needs to be doing the spreadsheets and doing like the behind the scenes stuff. When she's menstrual, let her stay home from school. Don't wear a bra that day. Only have warm stuff. Like there are ways to live cyclically for teens, and that will teach her what is happening with her body. And it's more body literacy again it's just key. You just have to know what's going on because your body is like screaming at you to pay attention.
So why do you think in today's society that's not really taught, and in schools and things too? Like why do you think it's unnormal, or you're considered, maybe a little bit inappropriate, or, just pushing the limit if these topics are brought up?
Yeah. I think female sexuality is kind of dangerous. Like us having ownership of our bodies and what's going on allows us to make different decisions with our lives. And we are less malleable if we know these things. She's more malleable. Like I said, she's on the pill. Her body's like, go for him. Nothing's going to happen anyways.
Yeah.
But imagine if she had her really strong picker during her luteal phase, the mess that she would not be putting up with. And it, again, we live in a patriarchal society.
Yeah, I was about to say it's the patriarchy.
Yeah, it's the patriarchy. And matriarchal societies don't put women on top. They put children in the center. And if our main focus was creating healthy kids, every decision that we made, from healthcare, from education, from wars, and everything would be so much more pure than it is right now. And so people hear, it's the patriarchy, but matriarchy is just going to put women on top. It doesn't. It's more of a circle and not a pyramid. And I think that's why, because seriously, there's this book called When God Was a Woman. Have you heard of this book?
No, but I've heard the song.
Okay. So the very beginning of this book talks about how way before scientific studies, there was no such thing as fatherhood, because they had no connection between the sperm and the egg. They didn't know that 3 months ago, what I did with that guy resulted in a baby. They just knew that this life came out of this one. Her stomach starts growing and a life came out of her. So there was motherhood. There was no fatherhood. And so how magical is it that there was, for centuries, they didn't know that men had anything to do with creating children. So women were worshipped back then because they were the givers of life. Actual people came out of their bodies. That didn't happen for men. And it's dangerous for people that want more power to see that you're powerful and they want that. So, yeah. So we have daughters, and hopefully they're being raised with this knowledge and this wisdom, even though it's in the umbrella of the society that we're in, can still allow them to make different decisions when they're choosing a mate, when they're choosing a career, when they're choosing how they want their lives to be and their bodies to look and things like that. It will be through a different lens.
Yeah, so important. So important to know that you have options and you don't have to just be in these like little boxes of like what a role should be, because roles have changed and roles are not how they were.
Nope.
You know, like women back then, you know, didn't have careers and they were just meant to stay home and cook and clean, like you said. But that's not necessarily how it is now. I mean, they're still expected to do those things and have a career and participate and pay bills.
And be a mom and live in your feminine.
Yes.
Yep.
And don't be so masculine.
Because that's dangerous too, right? Yeah. So I know we've kind of been like all over the place, but it is there's so many levels to this conversation, especially when you're a mom, especially when you're a mom of a daughter, but also mothers of sons too. Because now that my husband has this information, he shows up completely different as my husband and as her dad. And just feeling seen and understood and heard is, I mean, it's what we all want. Again, we call it the cheat code and the marriage saver, because my very first coaching client that I had came to me and she was like, I need you to coach me. I'm leaving my husband. And I was just a general
and
life
how
coach.
old was she?
She was 38.
Okay.
Yeah, because I've seen on Instagram.
Oh, Minno-Divorce.
Yes.
We were in USA Today talking about Minno-Divorce.
I have seen that, and it's like a thing.
It's
and
a thing.
It's a thing, and it says on there like how many people like basically end up getting divorced.
74% of divorces are initiated by women during perimenopause.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. I want to talk about that. So
she came to me with this, and I was like, oh, well, I thought you guys were great. And so we start coaching. We're like doing the things, and I don't know why, but I was like, okay, where are you in your cycle? I don't know why I asked her that. She was like, I'm day 24. I'm like, okay, day 24, that's the luteal phase. Day 14 comes around and she's like, we went out, we had date night, I canceled the lawyer. And I was like, oh, so we're pausing the divorce. She's like, yes. Day 26 rolls around. I can't believe it. He forgot to take the dog to get the shots and I'm tired of this. I called the lawyer. I'm like, okay. Day 16 comes around. They've gone on date night again. And I was like, okay, wait. Do you see the trend? You want to leave him during your luteal phase and you're in love with him when you're ovulating.
Yeah.
Like, how about we build some boundaries in these other phases so you feel loved and supported and you have what you need, and let's see how it goes. Y'all, they've just built their dream home on like 10 acres of land. This was like, before her, this was like over a decade ago, and they're still happy and going strong. She has lost like 100 pounds. She's now the principal at a campus. She had just become a math teacher. Like, everything changed when she started paying attention to her body, and she did not get the divorce. And so, like we were talking earlier, like if I felt like the soft touch that I got from my husband was like a sign that I no longer loved him.
Yeah.
Or I was turned off by him, or my low libido because I don't have enough estrogen in my body or enough testosterone in my body, which is attached to your libido.
Yeah.
I would think that I'm not in love with him anymore. And everything that he's doing is getting on my nerves. We posted something on Instagram about like he leaves the slides in the middle of the floor. And during my luteal phase, I want to murder him.
Yeah.
During my ovulation phase, I'm like, he's so forgetful. You know, like it's the same thing, but we react to it differently based on our hormones.
So I know we only have like a minute or so left, but just to kind of wrap up that topic, what are the things you can do to fix those problems?
Yes.
So like, what are the things you can do to fix the hormones? Is it HRT? Is it not drinking alcohol and caffeine? Is it a mixture of everything? Like,
Is it
what
like
do you do?
vitamins and what kind?
Okay, so functionally, you can. With low progesterone, get way more vitamin C in your body. Magnesium at night. Get your magnesium in. Get at least 8 hours of sleep. I don't care what your job is. You've got to sleep because right now you're not 20 anymore. Like you girls, you got to do it. These are functional things that you can do. Getting sunlight. Stop with the HIIT and the cardio. Stop it. Like that's not your friend anymore. Lift heavy.
Yeah.
Your body needs you to lift heavy things.
That's what I've been doing.
Yes. So those are functional things you can do.
Okay.
If you get your labs drawn and your testosterone and your progesterone, your estrogen, all those things are bottomed out. Thyroid, get all like the 6 markers for your thyroid checked. Then HRT is definitely beneficial. There are ways that you can boost your testosterone and boost these things with food, like green tea helps your testosterone. So shifting away from so much caffeine from coffee and doing a couple of green teas a day will increase your testosterone. Again, with your dip in progesterone, getting the vitamin C in and getting the magnesium and a lot more iron and things like that. Again, in the app, we're the teaching app. So we've got lots of blog posts, lots of information that you can, if you jump in the app and just start tracking. If I told your audience to do anything today is track. Like I know I'm on day 26, so I know shit's gonna get on my nerves. And I know that I'm gonna need him to pick up dinner on the way home. Like these are things that I know because I know what day I'm on. So start tracking. If it's an app, if it's a calendar, if it's a sticky note in your car, just know what day you're on.
Great
Good,
advice.
good. Okay, so tell us the app and tell us how people can find you if they need coaching. We're going to put all of this on the bottom as well so you can be found, but tell us your app so people can download.
Okay, we are The Agenda Period, and we are www.theagendaperiod.com. We are at The Agenda Period on Instagram, on TikTok, all the places. You can get the little sticker here. We've got some new things for perimenopause coming out. We've got a cool protein shake that's in the works right now.
Ooh.
Yes, y'all, and it tastes amazing. It tastes like a melted McDonald's milkshake. Like, it's so good. Yes. So just check us out. DM me on Instagram. It will be me that responds 9 times out of 10. If not, it'll be Alex, my business partner. But I love talking this stuff. So you can schedule a consult with me. We can do all the coaching, save your marriage, or help you get divorced, whatever your flow is.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for being on. This has been such an honor because I feel like women are really going to be able to see that there is hope, right? Because it's not something that we just have to deal with. And I am downloading this app because I do not know my phases. I know, shush.
See, I love you anyway.
I know.
This is going to change your life.
This is going to change my life. I need to
change it.
download it. You know, I think it's one of those things where it's like, I don't have time to download an app and put all the things in and but it's like, I just need to do it. I just need to do it for myself because that's the thing. I don't take enough time to do things for myself. And so we're doing this,
You
Nicole.
got to.
We're doing it.
And you've got your stickers too. If you just
Yes.
start with your stickers and move the arrow around, you've got it. And then everybody in your house has it too.
That's
Love
perfect. Yes.
Thank you so much,
Thanks for
Anna.
having
This has been
me.
awesome.
This was fun.
Yes. Thank you guys for tuning in to our episode. This was a ladies podcast, but I do believe that men can also watch this and understand. I had somebody that I do business with. I shared a cab ride to an event the other day with him, and he was like, help me. Like, what's going on with my wife? And he started talking about all the symptoms and stuff like that. And I was like, it's awesome that you even give a crap.
Right.
And
that you
so-
want to make
that
it, you want to
love
understand
us.
it. They
They
want to
love us.
understand it.
They're
Yes.
coachable. Yeah.
So this episode in that respect is also very beneficial, I think, for husbands and partners of women and business partners of women to watch. So you better understand us complicated creatures. But thank you so much, Anna.
Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Keeps it real. Fancy Nancy's here, she's the deal. A little bit of real, a little bit of fancy. Nicole Russo and my girl, Fancy Nancy. High producing queens, yeah, we're icon status. With that polished grit, you can't combat us.
Trust your gut, honey. She